Live from WDTV studios, this is WDTV 5 News First at 5, keeping you connected.
How many of you have been affected by opioid addiction in your families or yourself or with your friends? And almost every hand in the room goes up.
On this week's West Virginia Fights Back, could our state schools be tackling the addiction crisis head on? See what they're doing to keep our children safe. Plus, classrooms continue to be empty as school employees enter the second day of the walkouts. See how employees are continuing their fight in our area. And a major detail has emerged in the wake of the Florida school shooting. We'll tell you why President Trump has some harsh words for those involved tonight on First at 5. Thanks so much for joining us. We start off tonight with breaking news. The walkout not over. In the last half hour or so, we received a statement from the American Federation of Teachers West Virginia that teachers and service personnel will be out again Monday. The statement starts, quote, "It is clear that education employees are not satisfied with the inaction of legislative leadership or the governor to date." It goes on to say they're waiting for legislative action and are waiting to hear back from the legislature. In the meantime, they're not prepared to go back to work yet. You can find the full statement on WDTV.com. This announcement comes just a few hours after school employees wrapped up the second day of their work stoppage. In Harrison County, they joined their colleagues across the Mountain State to rally over concerns regarding pay and health care costs. The employees say Governor Justice's 2% pay raise bill does little to keep talent in the state and that a 17-month freeze on health care premiums doesn't guarantee stability in the coming years. Meanwhile, much of the focus has been on teachers and other service personnel like bus drivers and cafeteria workers. They say their voices have been lost in the conversation.
I feel like we're overlooked, and we do just as much for the children and the students as the teachers do. We come in 2 to 3 hours before anyone else ever gets here. We're all in this as one. We're united, and we're standing strong.
Standing with the service personnel were some students who recognized that school wouldn't be the same without the cooks, secretaries, and bus drivers. A Bridgeport Middle School student told us today he was thinking about his old bus driver back in second grade.
I don't ride a bus, but I used to, and he was like my best friend. After school, I always look forward to seeing him.
We couldn't do what we do without them. The custodians that clean the buildings, the cooks that make the meals, the drivers that get them to and from the school every day, they're invaluable.
The school employees added that the rallying cry is for all public workers. As teachers and other school service personnel lined up along streets all over West Virginia for today's walkout, some students decided to take advantage of local deals that are being offered because of the school closures. So, Corey, what are some of those deals?
Well, Nikki, instead of hitting the books this Friday, some students are hitting the slopes. Timberline Four Seasons Resort is giving away free lift tickets to any student grades K through 12 that are affected by these walkouts. In order to get your free ticket, just go up to the lift ticket booth, tell them that you're a public school student, and enjoy your free pass. Many students I talk with tell me that they had plans on coming skiing today anyway, and that the walkout is giving them a day where they don't have to make up this schoolwork. And plus, they get a free pass to the mountain. Although they're having a fun day, they understand that why school is closed and that they support their school workers today and every day.
I definitely support my teachers and what they're doing. I think it's very brave of them to stand up and say, this is not okay, like we can't do this.
Brenna is only one of the students I talk with who say that she's proud of her teachers and school workers, and her other classmates agree. Coming up on 5 News at 5:30, hear from those classmates. Sure, they're having a fun day at the mountain today, but does that mean that they're not thinking about these walkouts? It's Friday, a day when parents aren't used to spending this extra time with their kids. So are they enjoying it? For 5 News, I'm Corey Meredith, keeping you connected in Tucker County.
Flooding is possible as we progress through, especially tomorrow night and Sunday morning. The flood watch remains in effect for all of these counties through Sunday evening. It simply means that flooding is possible based on the current forecast. And it is warm outside. Record highs were set or tied today close in other locations. Low 70s for many of us, upper 50s, low 60s. even in the mountains. Now, for the overnight hours, we'll have partly to at times mostly cloudy skies. There'll be some showers as well, especially later on, and temperatures only dropping to the middle 50s for most of us. Coming up in just a few minutes, some changes to the weather pattern, including sunshine, temperatures not quite as warm, and what else? Details later on First at 5. We are watching the roads right now. We have no accidents to report. Looks like there's no major slowdowns, although the mile roundabout's a little bit slow. This is 19 as you look north with the Coliseum there on the left side. Traffic moving smoothly on 79 in the Whitehall area and 250 here in the foreground. We will continue to watch these streets, the roads, and the cameras to see if we need to keep you connected to anything in terms of traffic or accident information.
Hampshire County Police have arrested a man after he apparently attempted to commit a burglary in Buchanan on Wednesday. According to officials, Lemire Troop and another unknown man entered a room without breaking in at the Colonial Motel. Once they were inside, Troop and his accomplice held Frank Hall at gunpoint, duct taping and zip tying him up and demanding money. Hall denied having any money, so the two men beat and stabbed him multiple times. Troop admitted to coming to West Virginia from New Jersey with the intent to rob Hall. A woman in Preston County arrested earlier today and accused of playing a role in the robbery of her own business. According to a press release, Masontown police arrested Becky Davis for her alleged role in the incident, which happened in December. Police believe she coordinated a robbery at Becky's Hotspot Lounge. Police believe more arrests will be made in the near future. Several different age groups and demographics contribute to our state's ongoing addiction crisis, but our schools are taking a proactive approach. Austin Pollock learned more about what they're doing. Austin, what's their message to students?
Teachers and school officials say it's important to discuss the problem so that today's kids don't go down that road. There's several different programs in place to keep students in the loop about what's going on with this ongoing issue. But teachers told me the students know this is a problem in their community, and their goal is to help the students make informed decisions for their overall health and well-being. Robert C. Byrd High School's assistant principal told me about some of the programs in place.
We've done different activities where district attorneys have come in and talked to our kids about multiple things with opioids, just knowledge of what the crisis is.
Coming up on 5 News at 6, you're going to hear much more about the different programs they use in the schools. And you'll also hear from Superintendent Dr. Mark Manchin about the importance of implementing this discussion in the classroom. For 5 News, I'm Austin Pollock, keeping you connected on West Virginia Fights Back.
President Trump had harsh words for the Florida deputy who stayed outside while students were being massacred inside the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Here's the latest from Florida.
First responders to the Valentine's Day shooting are sharing their stories. Sergeant Jeff Heinrich arrived at the Parkland, Florida high school knowing his wife and son were inside.
By the grace of God, when they walked out in the hallway, they found each other. And they were able to shelter in place.
Officer Tim Burton helped rescue injured victims.
We went into the band room where there was 50 to 100 kids all hunkered down, so happy to see us.
Their actions were in contrast to the armed deputy who failed to enter the school. He's now resigned. President Trump commented from outside the White House.
That's a case where somebody was outside, they're trained, they didn't react properly under pressure, or they were cowards.
The Broward County Sheriff says during the shooting, Deputy Scott Peterson stayed outside of Building 12 for about 4 minutes. The shooting lasted about 6. In Tallahassee, Governor Rick Scott announced plans to improve school safety.
We will require all individuals purchasing firearms to be 21 or older.
In Parkland, teachers were allowed back into their classrooms for the first time. Students will return for half days starting Wednesday as the school faces what some have called the new normal.
Still to come on First at 5, the key to a longer life may not be at a doctor's office, but rather at a bar. Hear how you might be able to add some years to your life in today's Health Minute.